no, 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 no. How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the Paper Plane Inn. I'm Mikata Nui, and thank you guys for waiting for me to come back live. It is so good to see you guys here again today. I truly do appreciate that you guys came by here today, and, well, I hope that we actually get to have some fun as well. If not, then I hope today's stream will actually be on the okay end for you guys today. Well, sorry, sorry guys, it's just, my brain's a little bit frazzled today. I hope you can actually, I hope you guys would actually, go easy on me on this one. But, so, yeah, okay. Oh, what a way to start off a stream. But yeah, I hope that you guys actually had a good day today. If not, then I hope then today's stream will actually be in the relaxing end for you and help cheer you up a bit. Oh, God. I'm okay. I guess. I'm okay. Well, I'm also a little bit on the low energy on today, if you guys actually would notice. I don't want to make you worry, so I have to come clean right then and there. So, as a result, I kind of want to turn off the pillows for the day because I don't feel like having pillows bombard me on today, especially since I'm feeling a little bit on the low energy end. But we can still have some level of fun while we can, right, chat? Okay, I really do hope so. But, anyways, today is where we actually go and finally get to do another commission for this because it's commission for Thursday. So I hope you guys are prepared for today's stream. And Rat, hi, welcome into the Paper Plane Inn. Thank you for coming by for today's stream. And yes, today we are actually working on your order. And yeah, my client is here in the stream. So, without further ado, I think we should actually get to work on that. I'm not feeling like torturing you today, and with either. Well, thank you. Thank you for giving me that. Alright guys, without further ado, how about we actually get to work onto the podium? So, there we are. And I'm turning on the notification there, and that is that goal is blocking it, so hold on a second. There you go. Just for the time being. Or maybe that would also do? I think it's much better, much more preferred in the bottom. There, that'll do. Okay, so I'm undeafening now. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Mickey.
Hi.
How you holding up?
I had better days. So it's why I'm actually putting on the pillow notification for today.
No pillows today?
No pillows today. I'm
Understandable.
not feeling so. I'm actually feeling a little bit on the low end today, and in D&D terms, I think I'm having a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, you know what? I understand that. It's been one of those days for me too, but I got some good news from my workplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some therapy resources that I can look into, so I'm gonna be looking into that later this afternoon.
That's
Good.
actually really wonderful. I'm happy for you, honest.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things where I can get like 3 to 5 free consultations, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
The company pays for it.
That's good. That's good. Really.
Yeah. So, I basically made a goal with my manager that I'm gonna be looking into that this weekend, and I'm gonna be making a call and try to get a meeting with the counselor by the 7th.
I really hope it actually goes well for you. Honest.
You and me both. You and me both. Because heaven knows I need it.
Okay, thank you, Golem, for playing that. Now let's, can you find me my Tavern Beats Golem? No? I know it's there. I'm scrolling down through YouTube. Not that one, though. I don't want to have, as much as I want to listen to that, I don't know if Twitch would actually catch that. There
Best to play it safe.
Yeah. Maybe the top right, since we we don't see. Wait, what was that? What was that, Barrel World? Let me actually take a look at that better. Maybe top right, since we don't need to see the top part of chat. That's actually not a bad idea. Let me take a good look on that and see if that will work. Okay, sub-goal. Huh. It actually kind of works. Huh.
I'll have to keep that in mind for my own future streams.
I mean, it's an option. You don't have to follow suit 100%, but it is a frame of reference, though.
Yeah. I mean, just having a player within my stream. That's what I mean.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, I think I should be okay. I'm just, maybe there will be a point that my energy will come back, but I'm just trying to fight through, a point of exhaustion. I haven't been sleeping properly lately.
You too?
No.
I keep getting this crick in my neck.
Well, let's just say that I try to get myself proper sleep, but, sometimes that thing is much easier said than done. Chat, everyone involved listen, when you finally reach past your 30s, when you finally reach past your 20s, it's important to take good care of your bodies, because once you finally reach into the 30s of your point, things are gonna get a little bit harder for you to sleep, and this is rich coming from me, because I'm a night owl, and I'm a night owl who works really hard into the night in order to complete projects, but please don't do what I did. I'm actually saying this from the bottom of my heart. I look after y'all because you're my community and my family. My patrons here, I want to make sure everyone here is okay. Don't do what I did, okay? For me, I mean, sure, I'm throwing glass stones and I'm throwing stones from safe in my glass house, but take it from me, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not hypocritical to give advice from things that you've already done.
I mean, for me, if I could find it, I kind of stayed up at late in the night because I like to work on my other projects, because I get aside from other projects, but also other commission works too. But I'm also trying my best to actually make some content as well, drawing content as well, especially since I just recently released my latest pack that is in Patreon, which is the complete Valentine's Day pack featuring Mira, and you can actually see it right here into the link that I just brought up, and it'll lead you to there. But yeah, so there's a reason why I kind of stayed up last night. It's to finally finish that pack and release it out there into my Patreon. Let's see. People sleep still? Yeah, we do. Let's see. Let's see. A very good dysfunctional family, but in a good way? Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to actually describe that.
Hey, they. Dysfunctional is right.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of community, someone in my server tried to give me a picture, but it was just one of the server emotes that was edited with some text and whatever, and they tried to claim it as their own.
Uh-oh. That's bad.
Yeah, especially when I know the person I commissioned for the emote.
I mean, if it's on the caption, that's one thing, but the image itself, that's a gray field. That's a completely gray field.
Well, they straight up just claimed to make it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, kiddo, I know you're lying. I know you're lying through your teeth.
Yeah, no. Mira's really pretty though. Fun to see that stretch mark. Yes, because Mira is one of those few characters that I've made who who is actually featuring one of the uglier, who actually has an ugly ugly aspect on her. I don't know. Ugly aspect's the wrong way to say it.
No, like she shows her age. She shows her age in some way.
Ugly features. Ugly features. Yeah, that there it is. Okay, ugly features. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you know it's exhausting when I'm trying to figure out the right words and it takes a while for me to get it. But yeah, Mira is one of my few characters that actually, if not one of the first few characters that has ugly features into her design. And that is that she has stretch marks on her belly. I know it's coming a little bit left field, but hey, that's a sign that she's a mom, okay? She doesn't really
Yep.
have what ever since her husband kicked her out, all because he's an impatient fuck and he's got himself way too high up in his political game. He really missed out on the fact that his former wife actually has his kid, and as such, Mira had to go through that all alone. And hell, she doesn't even have the means to actually take care of herself when it comes to her stretch marks and scars. But she wears that in pride because it gave her the most beautiful little girl that she could ever ask for.
Hey, Daisy. No, Daisy, no. Come on.
I can't understand why some people would put in ugly features into their characters. I mean, and maybe some people should actually try practicing that a little bit more. In a way, ugly features should not be there because just cause. They have to be there because they actually help tell a story or tell what kind of character they are. You know?
Actually, I have my own input for that. Yeah, like with some of my characters, like Peter, for example, he's got a genetic disorder that causes massive hair growth all over his body. That would certainly make him look less than savory to the average person, for sure. It's just something to help give your characters a little more, well, character. They stand out. The flaws are where the real beauty is.
Ah. I think I remember you talking about that in the past. Anyways.
Yeah, I've done that before.
He's so grumpy, I love it. Well, you did say make him look like an absolute grump. I'm following that to the letter. Now, today's character, we're actually going to be designing my teammate's character who actually featured as an antagonist into the Spelljammer campaign, only that we turn him into a pile of ash in just a couple of hits.
Oh my goodness, you just wasted him.
I mean, when Rat actually cast a powerful firestorm in 7th level, alongside with a couple of our tanks that became absolute blenders. Yeah, there is no way to get away from that. Let's see. Maybe turn off the gremlin too. A thought just hit. Gremlin's grumpier than usual. Look, she missed out a couple of scenes on her yesterday's show when it comes to the Fearful King. And heaven forbid if you actually try interrupting her from her show. You don't want to.
Which I must apologize for that. I didn't know she had been summoned already.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't blame you. Might as well turn that redeem off. Yeah, you know what? I think maybe I definitely should, just to be safe and sorry. I know you guys love the gremlin, but let's give the gremlin a break today. Besides, she said she's gonna go off into a little adventure today.
An adventure?
Yep. just so she can collect frogs and thermite termites.
Oh no.
Yeah, I am not looking forward to what she's going to do with that.
I mean, it could be worse. She could also be collecting hops.
Hops?
It's stuff for making beer.
Oh! Nah,
Yeah, we do not need Gremlin. We do not need Gremlin brewing her own spirits.
I mean, I have a feeling someone in chat will most likely encourage her to do it, though. Let's see. But hey, I mean, it could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, when House Gremlin tries to fight a groundhog. Okay. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. Well, it's a good thing I brought out this coffee.
Hey, Daisy, no. That apple's filthy.
Ah.
Sorry, I'm taking my dog for a walk right now.
Ah, okay. Is it cold
I
over
don't know.
there, or is it warm?
It's pleasantly cool, actually. It just finished raining.
Ah. Well...
It's like, I'd say it's about 45 degrees out.
Well, currently here it's getting a little bit on the warmer end, but I hope it cools down pretty soon. Sorry, Jay, but chat has spoken. Any last words?
She sells seashells by the seashore.
There you go.
Yeah, I figured that was about gonna happen.
But yeah, today we're actually going to be designing ourselves a character that is my client's, that belonged to my client, and he did actually serve as an antagonist for a significant time when it comes to the Spelljammer campaign that we're in. Well,
But he got turned to ass, right?
Yes, he did. But I think I should actually talk about his grand entrance, and I think I'll try to talk about what all I could know. And if Rat is still in the audience of the chat, he's welcome to actually chip in anything that I missed out. Now,
all right, I'm all ears.
This character's name is Narvix, and he is the sort of, I don't know what's the proper way to actually describe this, but he's essentially Rat's character's evil adopted father figure. I may get this day wrong. Rat, if you're still in the audience, please correct me on this so I can read this out loud. But anyways, Narvix does not like Rat's character Bran at all. Like, especially since he's trying his hardest to stamp out any interest when it comes to life, because Narvix is not only a brick, but he's also he's basically as what the Spelljammers would call a vampire pirate, or vampirate, if you will.
Vampirate. I love that.
And somewhere in this live, I can't remember what happened afterwards, but it deals about when, but I think it's either that Bran managed to leave, or Narvix ended up, abandoning him of sorts. But it wasn't until that Narvix came back into Bran's life years later down the line, and this kind of jump-started season 2 of the Spelljammer campaign that we're in, where a good significant of us, a year later, ever since what happened into the first campaign, ever since season 1 of the game, had received a distress call in the planet of Zerindar, where David, Steve's character, has been living in for the past year, and basically tried to make sure they adapt well into their new life. When suddenly a ship came into the planet of Zerindar and ended up decimating a land in that planet with a terrifying terrifying necrotic energy that saps out the life of that portion of the planet. This is the part where everyone decided to finally come back together, especially since Mary came back with the other half of the party who actually have seen better days. And let's see, what everyone went back into planet Zerindar, and they saw the big massive ship that parked itself there, and coming forth were the vampirates, and among them was Narvix. And he couldn't help but taunt Bran even further, especially calling his interest into life absolutely pathetic. I may get this thing wrong, but let's see. But Rat, feel free to actually fill me in if I do got things wrong, okay? So yeah, anyways, that is where everyone has to finally chip in into fighting off the vampirates to get off the planet, and so that way they don't cause any more damage further. Bran also tried to ruin the ship alongside with a couple of others, and was able to do so, but Narvix unfortunately ended up escaping, still taunting Rat on the way out. But hey, this endeavor actually brought the gang back all together, and we actually learned that Narvix was that's where they actually learned that Narvix actually was serving someone else, someone who actually whose deep desire is to wipe off all life into the universe. And boy, do we not want any part of that. No siree. So we decided to go into our Spelljammer again and try to fight off the new threat that is going into the horizon. But not before we have to do shenanigans on that is basically going to the D&D equivalent of a hyperbolic time chamber, and also try to wrap up tie up the knots when it comes to another character's backstory, if you will. I mean, to be fair, it did actually help give us our characters a new sense of what to do and who they are as a person. Bran also got his own sense of closure on getting to see his actual dead parents one more time before they disappear. And so, yeah. We also actually got our boons, got our items, and we set ourselves ready to go into the dead planet, where not only is Narvix waiting for us there, but also the bigger threat that he's serving. A terrifying figure named Talon, which when we arrive into that planet, yeah. It was actually it was actually a dead planet of sorts. And, oh boy, when we got there, our Spelljammer ended up crashing there, and we cannot move it at all. So we had no other choice but to actually go deep and further into this dead planet, and so we can actually fight off Narvix and free this dead planet from its control. Yeah, exactly, Rat. But I can't help but wonder. Sometimes I can't help but wonder how would it go if Dom were to actually open up a Spelljammer campaign one day. Something tells me that there might be some I don't know. do you actually like a space adventure, Jay? I guess Jay's out of,
Hold on.
oh.
Sorry about that. I was walking right next to traffic. Didn't want to
Oh.
pollute your audio.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. But you did hear all of that, have you?
I did, yes, and I actually like the idea of a space adventure campaign. I'd be totally down for that.
Though something tells me I may have to end up creating another character altogether when that happens. I don't know.
Hey, listen, if you do have to create a whole new character, I think it'll be great because you're very talented with that.
Well, I mean, it would be nice to play as Mary, but I'm actually happy with what Mary has right now, especially since she discovered that she's actually the princess of the Empire. So, if Don were to actually thought of bringing up a Spelljammer campaign one day, I may have to bring someone else entirely. Or something related to a Spelljammer campaign. I don't know. But I have a feeling that it might be, But though I might have a feeling it might end up becoming, be something of a combination to that of Nintendo properties, knowing him.
Well, it's the reason he did the whole Mario campaign in the first place was actually to get me invested.
I mean, do you know any Nintendo properties that could actually be used as a space adventure kind of campaign?
Oh man, where do I begin? There's Star Fox, there's Metroid, Mario Galaxy exists. Yeah, it is most certainly possible. I mean, even Kid Icarus went into space.
I think if that were going to be the case, it has to be another Mario related property, because I don't grow up with Kid Icarus. I didn't grow up with Metroid. I didn't even grow up playing Star Fox. You're talking to somebody who's only Nintendo property that she was able to grow up with properly was a pinch of Zelda, a good chunk of Pokemon, and yeah, a very good chunk of Mario. But the classic Mario, not the ones that goes after Super Mario World.
Right. Which reminds me, one of these days I'd love to educate you on those. Maybe that's what we could do for a collab.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Because there are so many games that are just amazing, like absolute art in their ventures.
Just transform Fire Emblem into Star Wars.
Oh! I almost forgot. Kirby takes place in space too.
Well, most likely I might end up creating humanoid characters. I mean, you saw how I did when it comes to Violette.
Yeah, and you did really well with her for something that was a completely new venture. Like, she's already made such an impact among the fans.
I mean, to be fair, I was actually thinking well, I thought she kind of wouldn't, though.
Listen, out of all the Star Warriors, she's the only one to get fan art. That's how you know.
Huh. I mean, it's still hard to believe, though.
I know it's hard to believe, but give yourself credit. Because the character's impact.
Well, alright then. Let's see. But it doesn't have to be a Star Wars theme camp. But it doesn't have to follow the formula of Star Wars though for a space adventure. You can actually, I mean, hell, my DM Savage who ran the Spelljammer campaign went for the formula of going Guardians of the Galaxy feel when it comes to our campaign, because Spelljammer does feel like it's Star Wars if one actually does look at it and such. But my DM Savage decided, nah, I'm going for Guardians of the Galaxy for this one, especially since I've read the lore about astral elves. Nah.
Hey, Steve.
Honey!
Hi, babe. Checking
Hi!
in on ya.
I'm doing
How you
alright.
doing?
I'm doing alright. I'm just currently doing Rat's Commission, talking about a bit of Narvix and how he was involved when it comes to our Spelljammer campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
Let's
yeah,
see.
we were discussing the possibility of doing another Spelljammer campaign with some other different stuff.
Such
Like,
as?
it's not.
Well, like Mikoto asked me if there were any Nintendo properties that took place in space, and my response was, "Where do I begin?"
Yeah. Are you saying, hun?
I mean, yeah, what Jay said. It's just that if Dom were to actually make a campaign one day that is that he decides to combine Spelljammer with a Nintendo property, I may consider it, but I may have to bring a different character outside of Mary because Mary's already been firmly established with Savage's rendition of Spelljammer, and I'm actually happy with how she goes.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, especially since I want to make Spelljammer related content when it comes to Mary, especially living her life as especially with living her life ever since she became a princess. Cause
Mm-hmm.
there are some things I do actually want to explore about, you know?
Yeah, there's some things that I wish I did as David, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm actually hoping he dies.
Honey,
Honestly,
no.
honestly, there's some things I wish I did as Hunter, but everyone regrets their first D&D character, right?
I mean, that's the thing when it comes to D&D. Sometimes after you're done playing with that character, even though there are some aspects you are satisfied with, you can't help but actually look back into certain memories that come into your mind of how you played that character, and you say to yourself, "Man, I wish I could have done something different instead."
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, there's almost nothing that I'm satisfied with when it comes to Hunter. I basically made him an edgy Peter Pan.
Wow, that's a descriptor I never thought I'd hear.
Yeah, like an edgy Peter Pan with a touch of Naruto. And honestly, it didn't add up. None of it made sense.
Boy, you know Valen, my first boy, right?
Who?
He's essentially my very first D&D character. And you know what I did with him?
What?
A mix of your standard Arthurian knights combined with Artorias of the Abyss.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the thing when it comes to D&D characters, isn't it? Sometimes we wish we could actually do better because, oh boy, sometimes some moments do not age pretty well, especially if the more experience and knowledge you got when it comes to D&D.
And thankfully, in both our cases, me and Miki were able to do our very first, essentially give our first D&D characters a second chance and did much better with them.
You're not retiring a character. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was reading something aloud in chat, but then I timed that wrong. I'll wait. You go.
Okay, if I were to go back and do anything different with Hunter, I would just make it so that he's a lunatic. He's this guy who has this messiah complex that he thinks he's invincible, so he takes a bunch of unnecessary risks, rather than just try to give him a whole bunch of emotional baggage for his backstory.
Gee, don't that sound familiar?
Okay, now let me go and read this. You know, retiring a character is an option, right? It is. It is indeed an option, but sometimes you can't help but actually, keep giving them a try again, even though you actually played them once. Like, fuck. I would love to play as Dione again in a campaign I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind playing as Dione again, because ever since I finally got to play out as her as a wildfire druid, I can't help but ask myself, why the fuck did I not choose this sooner when I was doing the Icefire Peak campaign? That thing would have been so helpful in the earlier stages of the campaign. And it's even more
True.
thematic because fire and ice.
Yeah, not to mention she's got a very fiery personality and a very fiery temper.
Yeah, I mean, that also surprises me, you know? That I made this character who is like this motherly this motherly wise this mother not wise no this motherly kind woman, but she has but she really does live up to the moniker Mother Nature for a reason.
Mother Nature is not always nice.
Okay, let's see. Sorry, it was cut up to two parts. What I mean is, why kill your character when you just retire them instead?
Well, because
Oh.
sometimes the best way for a culmination of a character's end is the end for them. David is someone who has always focused on the present and never the future. And that has always been the case, and he refuses to change. Sometimes the best way for someone like that to actually have a satisfying conclusion is to turn them into a cautionary tale.
That's fair. Actually, that's what happened to Hunter. So what happened was he tried to take on this evil queen by himself, and he got beheaded for it. And ironically, death was the best thing to happen for him because he was like 90 years old, trapped in an 18-year-old's body.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was probably the best thing to happen to him because he was then found in Shadowfell as a spirit, and he was joking around with this dwarf spirit that he had befriended.
I mean, look at it this way. David has always been the creature of the now. Never the past, never the future. He's always been focusing on the now. The only time he ever focused on the future was when his sister was in jeopardy. That was the only time, and as soon as that was done, he was back to his old self.
Which is kind of why, unfortunately, David and the prospect of David and Mary is falling through.
Yeah. And that's something that I admit that it makes me sad. Sometimes, things happen you can't do anything about. Just like in life, sometimes things happen and there's nothing you can do other than move on.
It doesn't help that you said no.
Initially, because let me put it this way, hon. Initially, is a case of every time we play together, our characters end up together, whatever we're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something I wanted to try to avoid this time. If it happened, then it happened, but I wanted to at least try to avoid it initially. And that ended up biting me in the ass, because I adore Mary. She's so adorable. And even with David's case, he heavily respects Mary. He adores her intelligence and her ability to lead in a way he never could.
You do know this is going to be one hell of a story. Honey, I hope that you're prepared for the storytelling that comes to mind when it comes to.
I'll let the guys up right now.
Honey.
Yeah. Essentially, what's happened? Something's happening back here. There's a situation, and like one of our just blew over the fence.
Wait, what just blew?
I'll explain in a bit. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Stay safe, dude.
Yep.
Ay.
I guess things have been kind of hectic for everybody lately.
No kidding. What a year.
Yeah, I mean, we just started.
Oy.
Yeah. But I hope things will. I'm sure it'll be fine for Steve's end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I retired Narv, and then he turned into Narvix, and then he turned into the very chauvinistic pile of ashes. Yeah, yeah, this is true. Yeah, and you're not wrong, Brat. David really fumbled the bag. In fact, Steve actually fumbled Steve also fumbled on this, which he did meant it when he said that he does end up regretting it. Cause, all right, story time. I really ended up liking the character chemistry when it comes to my character with Mary's, alongside when it comes to his character David. And I'm a romantic, okay? There is no two ways about it. I actually do like shipping as well. Because, well, it actually makes me feel fuzzy when it happens. But, so I actually, go to Steve and actually ask for his consent if it's okay for, if I want to ship Mary with David. Which he was fine. Which he was okay with initially. But then a few days later, he then came back to me. We were actually talking about that, and then he told me he said he doesn't want to. Which, is heartbreaking to actually hear, but at the end of the day, I do respect his choices at the end.
Yeah, it's one of those things you gotta remember. It's important to respect those choices.
Yeah.
We may regret them, but they still are choices you made.
If there's anything I learned from my time when it comes to certain people in the past, especially with my time with Alabaster, is that if there's anything I learned from those experiences, that, well, sometimes you gotta ask if it's okay to, ship your character with with theirs. And if they said yes, that's great. And if they don't, well, you had well, that's fine. I know it's heartbreaking. It would be heartbreaking for now, but eventually, things will get better.
Yeah.
Alabaster did not do that though when I asked for his blessing when it comes to some of his characters. And if I just wish he did told me though. Would have saved me a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, but hey, it did ended up but Steve saying no to the David and Mary ship did ended up letting me be a little bit more creative when it comes to Mary, especially since I couldn't help but think back into that other romantic trope / genre, which is like the bodyguard romance trope.
Ooh,
And
bodyguard romance is kind of fun.
it is, and it's actually and it's actually really sweet and cute too. So I decided to actually go for that, and I decided to finally design Yosef.
Ooh.
Yosef is actually, initially I wanted to make him as a dragonborn, the similar vein as Violette. But at the end of the day, I figured that he's best suited as that of a tiefling instead. Although I will say this, though, designing his armor that is based on the source material of Spelljammer is not okay. No. Like,
they sounds like a lot of fun.
oh, you have no idea the amount of research that I had to do, and also trying to draw as accurately as I could. Those helmets are not fun to do!
Oh boy, they do not mess around with those designs.
No! Well, to be fair, if their cliff notes in designing the Spelljammer Spelljammer armor is to be what's the right word for me to say this? sci-fi fantasy-ish. They kind of succeeded on that. I say one word to, why did it add space? Well, why not? Let's see. We all do love Mary and the party, and no, Rat, why do you keep mispronouncing his name? You're doing it on purpose now, don't you? This has been a reoccurring thing ever since Yosef showed up into the party in, well, season what? Ever since the first episode, ever since the first session of season 2. Ugh.
I mean, sometimes mispronunciation is just fun.
Maybe so, but hey, when I made Yosef, I mean, it's pronounced as either it's pronounced as Iosef, you know, aka the German/Russian variant of Joseph.
So, Iosif?
Yosef.
Okay. I thought it would have been spelled with like a Y.
Nah, I mean, there is a variant like that though, but I like the one with a I-O instead of Y-O.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. And trust, but I will say this though, looking up for his last name, oh boy. I think if the armor is the one thing that I had trouble the most. No, the armor is the second most thing I had trouble the most. It's his last name that I had the hardest thing to look for the most out of creating this character.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll tell you this. I tried to find the right name that actually fits well for him, especially since I'm going for the theming that I have in mind. Cause Nightingale in Mary's name could actually be based on two things. One that is based on Florence Nightingale, aka the woman who became the founder of nursing. Two, Nightingale as in based on the bird itself. Now, Yosef, on the other hand, I want to go for something in a similar vein that is similar to Mary. And this time, I'm going for something that's a little bit, I try to find something that's much more fitting for him. So I tried going for one that's like a bird of prey type. And it took a while for me to figure it out. But the name I had chose for him is something related to Falcon. But searching for the right one for the job is also a pain in the ass. Yeah. Also, Jexodragon, hi, welcome back.
Jexo, hello.
Cause you can either just go for Faulkner, and oh goodness, gravity. It just or something you can actually make a name that is derived from the word falcon, if you will.
Oh, that's something else that we could do for like a Spelljammer campaign. We could base it on F-Zero.
Huh?
Because Captain Falcon's that's where he's from.
But I never actually played F-Zero.
Oh, let me tell you, F-Zero is nuts. It sets itself up like it's a racing game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the characters are bounty hunters in canon. Like, that's what Captain Falcon is. He's a space bounty hunter.
Oh.
And he's actually raced against a god of racing.
Huh.
Like that. Like, I am not making this up. There's like, oh my goodness, I don't even know how to unpack so much of it because it is crazy.
Okay, I mean, you're free to try. I mean, I'll let you handle the floor for a bit.
You know what? I'm sorry. It was a bit of a non sequitur. I don't even know where I'd begin.
You know what? Okay, fair enough. Cause I've never played F-Zero, and yeah, my childhood is lacking in certain areas. But hey, this is coming from somebody who's born and raised in the Philippines for 18 years of her life.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
But you know what's one thing I really do miss that I can actually do in the Philippines, but I can't do jack here in the States?
Yeah?
I miss going to sari stores.
Sadi
Now,
Sadi?
yeah, it's exactly what it says. It's a small home-based store that the person who runs it actually owns the place. It's occupied by a very small area of the house, but they actually sell a small convenience of snacks, foods, and actually little everything in between. Sometimes they sell detergents. Sometimes they actually would sell sometimes they would actually sell baked goods in there, and sometimes they would actually sell everything anything that they can actually put into their store. But yeah,
Oh.
and Sari stores can be found in either it can be found, and you can actually find one, two, maybe a few dozen Sari stores if you know where to look when you walk around in the neighborhood. I would know since I like to go there every now and then, so I can actually buy myself some sweets. And
Huh.
I mean, there's the mini marts here in the U.S., but it's not the same.
Yeah, good luck trying to find a grocery store that isn't owned by a major chain.
No, yeah. I mean, look. Let me just grab a. Let me just look up one so I could actually. Okay. Okay. Let me just look this up right now so you could actually see for yourself what I meant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a very, very common thing in the Philippines, but I absolutely love it because it screams community. I mean, you can a sari store can actually look like this or this. Okay,
Man.
yeah, or hell, something like this. If this image can actually look. Maybe this image. Okay, maybe not that because the image is loading absolutely absolutely like shite. Okay.
You know, talking about the Philippines, I actually have this Filipino friend from California,
No.
and he used to talk all about how he used to just catch rabbits and eat them back in the Philippines.
I really want to know which region is he talking about though, because I.
I never asked him, and now I regret it.
But yeah, I would like to walk up to a sari store right now just so I can actually buy a few snacks, and if I'm lucky, maybe maybe some coffee too, because I'm just having one of those I'm really having one of those homesick moments, but this is advanced homesickness.
Yeah, the kind where it can give you actual illness.
No, more like my advanced homesickness is where I miss the Philippines more than Hawaii.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay, you know what? Just for this one time, chat. Ooh. There you go. You finally got your. You finally did it. You finally did it. Maybe they actually did. Oh, I did the ooh woo woo while they're actually in an ad.
Hey.
I got away with it! I got away with it! I did the ooh woo woo while it's the middle of ad break! Get him!
You may have gotten it during the ad break, but I still heard it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay. I regret absolutely not. Well, someone died of cringe. Which, I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so let's see.
I still can't believe that whole Weird Team is a thing in the first place,
Well,
and I helped bring this
yes,
out.
somebody said that if somebody had to open their mouth, and that partially is me, but somebody said, somebody jump started that. Huh, I wonder who.
Guilty.
Yeah. The ooh broke my internet connection for a second. Is that sound absolutely cursed? I'm gonna assume that it is actually super cursed because who doesn't?
I just unironically think it's funny.
Oh god.
Just because it sounds funny.
Bless.
It just sounds funny to me. It's just funny noise to me.
You caught that thing in 4K. You're an absolute mad. What am I gonna do with all of you? Oh, hi Savage. What's good?
Savage, hello.
And yeah, that's my DM for the Spelljammer campaign, as well as the Heroes of Valen campaign.
Oh yeah, we were just
Yeah. We've actually we ended up getting 2 additional players that actually came from the Spelljammer campaign in that one, and oh boy, my first thought that hey, it's actually Rad and Suki. I'm sure that things would actually turn out pretty okay. Thankfully, these are 2 people I know. Thankfully, this will be a smoother process. And thankfully, I'm sure that things will be absolutely fine. It wasn't.
Was most certainly not fine.
At least for the first couple of, hour and a half of that session. Because, it's that session is memorable when I gave it a title. And boy, where do I actually begin? Okay, so for those who aren't in the know, I'll do a little bit of a story recapping on Fast and Loose before I actually would describe this session, what actually happened in this session. She doesn't realize that we chat are talking behind her, huh? Look, guy. Let's see. You guys, you better not do anything mad lad over there. I'm watching you. If I turn around after doing my storytelling and I see a long tiles of fur bulges right behind me, there'll be hell to pay. There will absolutely be hell to pay, and there'll be absolutely no dessert. There'll be absolutely no dessert when that happens. Anyways, now, okay, let's see. Any of our Witchlight sessions that were deserving of a title, I'm sure it'll, speak for itself, Bearwald, okay? Sooner or later, there will be a session that will be warranted a title. Because the title of this session, the title of the session I talked about for the Isekai game, is called Bad Impressions.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Are we talking?
Hmm?
Or are we talking about like first impressions?
Yeah, bad first impressions.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, I'm gonna make this thing fast and loose. So, in the Isekai game that I'm a part of with Dave and Steve, we have a third member, Ko, but unfortunately her timing schedule hasn't been lining up properly for the past few weeks. And as such, her character, Gwen, as a little small little fairy that she is, has no choice but to stay behind into the starting town of Greenvale due to fairy flu of sorts. So, our characters involve Rose, Ian, and Skane, which is played by me, Steve, and Dave, had to escort a high-level prisoner that in order to get her to from our town of Greenvale all the way into the capital city safely away from harm, because she is armed she is armed with very important information that needs to be transported safely. And as such, we had to make sure she is safe. We ended up running into the cult, which we managed to survive ish. I mean, a couple of us almost died because a few of us were squishies, and we have one tank and we only have one tank who's our companion, aka our sidekick. But Savage made it work. Anyways, we ended up finally succeeding on this quest, and we actually stayed and we actually tried to make ourselves comfortable with this capital city that we're in. I even went as far to actually multiclassing Rose to that of a nature cleric, because with things going on as of late, there is absolutely no way this is going to continue. No, I know the party deserves better. I want to protect the party where I could and step up my game as a support. So I decided to pick up as a cleric, as nature cleric. Even though nature cleric is not the best, you can still make it work if you actually know what you're doing. Plus, this is my character's way on furthering her bond with the god who actually sponsored her into the new world. Anyways, now on to the session that says bad first impressions. This is the part where our members from the Spelljammer campaign, as well as Ravenloft, finally got themselves into the game proper. And oh boy, it was off to a rollicking start. Where do I actually begin? Well, how about Rat's character, a male tiefling monk, goes up to where Ian and the guild lead and the guild master of their town, Tamaki, and asks for a challenge, asks for a fight.
Yep. Tamaki agrees and says, "Sure, let's take it outside." Doesn't even wait outside, just gives her a slug in the gut.
Yeah, and as such, Ian and Tamaki had to actually had to stop. Make him stop, or otherwise he's gonna cause more trouble than worth. And it took a while, but Tamaki finally put him make him stop, make him stop before he actually did something worse. Now, whatever happened to Rose and Skane? Rose and Skane, after having a bonding moment into the bathhouse and with a good heart-to-heart talk, we actually ran into Tsuki's character, a half-elf sorceress. And now, here's the thing when it comes to that game. In order for us to get everyone to trust each other so fast, Savage has this thing where everyone has got a weird feeling upon getting to know people who came from the other world instead of the game world of sorts. And as such,
Spidey sense.
The funny sense, as what Steve would call it. Yeah, thank you, honey.
Spidey sense.
So, the funny senses came off, and Rose decided to make use of her pendulum necklace in order for her to point out where the source of the sensation is coming from. And it ends up pointing towards a young, half-elf blonde girl who was coming out from a brothel, and upon seeing that Rose's pendulum is pointing towards her, decides to actually go and book for it. Rose and Skane,
Casually give chase.
actually gave chase because what are we supposed to do? But this chasing scene actually escalated when Suki's character up and ran up into the buildings and jumped onto its roof to safeguard her. And
Yep.
Rose
So
had
far,
no
it's not a
choice.
situation.
Yeah, and Rose had no choice but to activate her ASMR soul, just so she could actually get her wings and fly up in the air to find Tsuki's character, and she actually does. And Tsuki's character retaliates by throwing an what kind of ice spell is it?
It's essentially the frost version of Firebolt.
Ah, okay, a frost version of fire. Well, was it Ray of Frost?
Ray of Frost, that's it.
Yeah. Essentially shoot out a ray of frost into Rose. I tried to do something about it by using shape water to make it stop, to make it less effective, but that didn't do jack. So I had no choice but to actually absorb the elements of that so I would actually take less damage. And I was not really liking this interaction at all. In fact, I was starting to actually feel pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I was not proud of it, but boy, was this does this first impression kind of soured that for a bit. So
Yep.
Rose had no choice but to actually fly dash towards the half-elf character. Finally holds on to her and asks her what the hell is wrong with you?
Doing?
Yeah, and I was not proud of that. But hey, it was in character. Rose was actually pissed because, bro, she just got back from a bathhouse with Skate, and here she is feeling cold again. And
Yep.
boy, she was about to activate Thunderbolt when she got counterspelled, because at that point, the Guildmaster finally shows up and
Yeah, there
stares
was
daggers.
enough of a commotion.
Yep, and stares daggers onto Zara, which is the name of our half-elf that we're trying to chase with.
Yep.
As Rose, I told her in my perspective what is going on, and yeah, Zara also got herself into hot water when she heard when Rose tried to clear up the air a little bit more on that. But eventually, we got transported into the Guildmaster's hall to give more of an explanation of what the hell's going on. And
It's
Zara,
also when Ian gets briefed on what happened between Zara, Rose, and Silva.
What, Silva? You mean Skane?
Skane, excuse me.
Yeah. Look, anime full of people who initially are at odds are at point of violence and then becoming friends. Speedwagon and Jonathan. Joseph and Cece. Okay, fair enough.
Fair point.
Fair point. And Thero, hi! Welcome into the Paper Plane Inn. Welcome. Scorching ray, but soda. Well, scorching ray, but ice cold. That's the proper way to actually say that. But yeah. Hey,
and
listen.
also to further things out, prior to us being in the city, we had just gotten out of a really bad fight, so everyone's on edge.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, can you blame? I mean, no one. It's hard to blame anyone in that situation, but boy, the bad first impressions didn't help at that point. So,
Nope.
It takes Rose to actually forgive somebody once they actually made a first impression so bad that it just left a sour taste in their mouth. But eventually, Rose had to actually cut the kid some slack. Yes, even though Zara's age is around 80, she's according to what Savage and also to Tsuki, they're disciplined, and they're still young-ish.
Hey, Mickey.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to crash real hard. I need to take a nap.
All right, you take care
All
now,
right.
okay?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you tonight for the session.
All right, you rest
All right.
well.
Yeah, during that whole session, like once Ian actually was briefed on the situation, so let me get this straight. This has happened, and now you want us to team up with an idiot with no self-preservation and a girl who doesn't know discipline from her own ass.
Yeah, I mean, and boy, it was. Let me tell you, it was kind of bad. And Savage actually, Savage actually mentioned, did said this out there in the chat, and this is true. Upon seeing this, he had to think of another way for the party to actually bond. Enter this elf father who was in the guild house that Rose eventually got to meet, and actually did learn a little bit of his sad backstory, and actually empathized him enough that she showed kindness in her own way by asking him to stay, if you will, because at that point, Rose is actually making pasta for the party, because this is the second time where things have gotten a little bit hard for everyone else involved, and everyone needs a treat.
Yep.
And hey, it's also a way for Rose to introduce something that the world hasn't seen before, and they liked it. Wait, what is that I just saw there?
What?
You hear that, chat? You better hide all those tiefling titan fearful otherwise you won't give us dessert. Of course she will. Something
I mean, not entirely inaccurate, but we have yet to get to that point.
No. But so yeah, I mean, this
Things did even out, but holy crap, things got bad at first.
they truly have gotten bad. I mean, I think if anything, actions do speak louder than words. So I'm actually looking forward to next Tuesday to see how these two would actually chip in when it comes to their weight. Here's the thing. Zara's way too closed off to reveal any more sympathetic context as to why she's so jumpy and ready to lash out. So another method was needed to show that she is much more than explosive happy punk. You know,
Yeah,
fair. But the same...
because not gonna lie, at least initially, I thought we were getting Feyruza 2.0, except instead of fire, it's lightning. Which, fair, Feyruza's fun, but I'm glad that wasn't the case.
Although, I have a feeling Fireball's going to be a reoccurring thing that's going to happen into this now that she's in the party. And
No, not Fireball, Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt?
Yep, it's essentially the lightning equivalent.
Ah.
It's not an area of effect, instead it hits targets in a line.
Okay, then I'll... And Adrian was unfortunate enough to be isekai from a completely different fantasy world. This is true.
Yep.
Which, in that context, our two latest members from this campaign are pretty much came from elsewhere. Zara's a bit of a mixed, bit of an open is up in the air for the time
Open-ended?
being. But so far, the only ones who are from the modern world, Earth, are pretty much Ian, Rose, Skane, and Gwen.
Mm-hmm. And Lena, I miss her.
I miss her too, sweetie. You're not the only one. Lightning ball, says Ren.
mean, that is a thing that can be done.
It can be done, but I'm also afeared when that thing does get done. Alright, let me go and... no, that's the body. We want to lower the opacity to the gun. Okay, so... Let's see. Okay, looking at this now, I'm sensing trouble. I may have to, okay. I'm gonna have to, lighten up the, I'm gonna have to lighten this thing up.
Okay.
Okay, so, light source, there it is. There we go. So I can actually see what I'm doing. There you go. But, Rat, what do you think of this so far? Do you actually like your commission? I'm gonna start drawing the gun, and then we'll actually give,
And here I thought you'd be drawing his little druid boy.
Well, that may be true, but Rat did, commission to draw out Narvik, so... Might as well.
We're drawing Bastard.
Yay. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this off for a little
Bastard
bit.
we absolutely nuked before we realized what was going on.
I know, it's fucking hilarious.
Like me and Kylie, after Rat decided to do a firestorm in the area, just dropped in like a couple shock troops and just wrecked shop.
Sometimes I can't help but feel terrified from you two. Okay.
I am finding I'm using the guns more than spells, but that's actually a good thing. It means they can hold on to those spells for longer, which is going to help us now that I've hold on to those spell slots for this next fight.
Let's see. Fun fact: Zara's soul was brought to the Isekai world by a god not from that world. It's a god from the real world pantheon. So Ian and Rose would actually know of him. Interesting.
Well, if we're going to go by that logic, the typical ones who believe in reincarnation are Hinduism, I believe Buddhism, and their offshoots thereof. And I think those are the only two that readily come to mind, at least in that regard. Deal in like reincarnation, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Her soul was scooped up by Chakravartin.
As Brian art, I've never actually had Narvik's art. You know, makes more sense.
Fair.
Makes a lot more sense. But you know, I also can't help but actually think of one thing. Chat, how would you feel if, how would you feel that, no, okay, my brain is having the major fart of its life, so I'm sure it'll come to me eventually.
Mm.
Now I remember. But I will say this, though. I am looking forward to next week's art stream. Yeah, let's just say that it's an art stream that, I have a feeling some people are gonna get a kick out of it. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, I will say this, though. It's gonna be a Nui-related art stream. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Also, I did a little research onto the Planescape setting.
Yeah?
Maybe doing like, and it's essentially just like, you know, Grand Central Station in New York City, right?
Vaguely, thanks to the Madagascar movies.
Yes. for those who don't know, and this is purely from a reference of a man who has never been to New York, mind you, only knows it due to pop culture, Grand Central Station is essentially an area in New York where every major subway or tram essentially links up in that station. So it is massive. Essentially, what I'm getting is that this planescape, like the tower we are in, is essentially the Grand Central Station of the like all the multiverses and such.
I still don't know what to actually bring to the table for that.
I mean, if it weren't for my I rolled some pretty shit stats, honestly. But then I remember, like, if we're going by some on that, like my version of my Spider-Man.
Yeah?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's essentially going to be an urban. If I understand this correctly, it's all going to be like no nature, all urban, maybe some dungeons and such.
As I said, I can't help. Okay, I'll take your offer on that, Savage. It's just, all I know is that Planescape is a place where angels and demons are pretty much a reoccurring thing, alongside with tieflings and ASMR. I mean, if that extends to them too. I think I have a idea. I'm thinking about bringing a child character. And not a literal child, but more like the child of one of my said said characters. Let's see.
That's right.
It's one half urban adventure, the other is a wide exploration area, depending on which part of the setting you want to focus on. You were saying, honey?
That's right. You were talking about that. I kind of want to say it out loud because I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil things.
Well, Savage is in chat. Might as well just,
You want to say it or should I?
I'll do it.
Alright.
One of the set options for one of the kids of my characters is this sweet bean over here. Let's see. Let me just scroll down a little bit. No. Higher. Perfect. I'm thinking about bringing her into the table and for that, and that's Saflin. Well, more specifically, Saflin Hyacinthus Autumn. Dione, one of the twin daughters of Dione, if you will. Well, it's either that or just play as Melanthe again, but I kind of got...
I think I got a good story with Melanthe.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, and her playstyle is that she's going to be a mercy monk, if you will. But it's either that or just, well... It's either that or just make a child character, make a whole ass new one, or bring in a child character that belongs to my other pre-existing characters. One of them is well, I think one of them is sheesh. Okay, one of them is indeed Mary's kids.
I mean, Spelljammer is all about exploring the cosmos. This is literally exploring the dimensions.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like, Ma, I saw some weird shit. I don't know. I've seen some shit, Ma.
That may be true, honey, but her character is going to be a whole different kind of... It's going to be completely different compared to what her mother's is.
Is it going to reflect her father?
A snake.
A snick?
No, Rat, no, that's so bad.
I'm a snack. I'm a snick a snack.
A sneak.
Oh, I have pulled something from the grave that should have remained dead.
Oh no! Oh no! That is terrible. Well, it's either I was thinking of making her this time around a. Maybe it's because I'm succumbing to my tendencies and how I play Cult of the Lamb, but
But
I'm thinking about making this one a war cleric.
ah,
Mm-hmm. I thought your Rakshasa tiefling could work well. What, Reina? You mean
oh yeah.
you actually would see her into this said campaign?
Actually, from what I know and how the planes are kind of go wishy-washy in relationships between angels and demons, Rakshasas being devils, technically, are kind of all over the place.
Also,
There's
sorry.
Now, it honestly might have a better chance of happening anywhere than anywhere else.
Savage says absolutely. Huh. Also saw that thumbnail on the stream before heading here. Dang it, Mickey, your thigh games are killing me. You mean Saplin's thigh games? Hold on a second. Her. I mean, like.
Yeah.
I mean, Saplin does take after her mother's thighs. And she's a monk, so those thighs do come into use.
To die by thigh is the way of the warrior.
I have other contenders
I've
when it
also
comes
seen
to.
the short you sent me earlier.
But wait, here's a better question, Savage. What about would you see Mira being used in a Planescape campaign?
You know, if she's trying to run, what better place to run than literally hopping dimensions?
Yeah, but she has a kid though. Let's see.
True.
Mira absolutely could as well. Oh, okay. Hell, depending on the situation, Reina could literally live in a sigil or gay town with her Rakshasa parent. You know, if they are on speaking terms. No, no, no. There is no speaking terms with her and that other Rakshasa. Okay, I'm bringing this out because of reference. There is no way that there's those two are on speaking terms because her father, the Rakshasa itself, essentially groomed her to be the next heir to his reign. Even going as far as to actually remove her mother out of the picture to avoid distractions, if you will. And boy, does this actually backfire, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fun of Planescape. You can play fucking anything. That may be true, but I'm trying to figure out which one would actually make sense in the long run, because I could play literally anything, but if there's anything I learned from my experience with D&D and tabletop RPG for like 10 years now, yeah. Sometimes you need to find the right character for the job for said campaign.
Yeah, I know for a fact. Yeah, you want to at least lean away from a shy character like you did with Mary before. You want to keep things fresh.
Mm-hmm. Mira is your Shadow Elf Hexblade Warlock, yes? Not just that. I am leaning... thanks to Steve, we kind of come to an agreement that she's best suited as a Bardlock.
Yep. Essentially, I made a level 6 character sheet for her.
As an example.
Yep, just as an example, as a proof of concept. And she is essentially the face. She can talk and lie to herself through almost any situation. And when her silver tongue doesn't work, her magic does.
And so, yeah, I wouldn't mind actually playing as Mira. In fact, I would love to play as a mother, like as the Goth Melf herself.
And I would love to see the Goth Melf in action.
But I will say this though, honey, and when it comes to romance, that's gotta be a little bit harder for that, because not only am I want to have a character who would actually fit well for Mira, but it's also for her daughter as well. Who is her patron?
Archfey.
It's an Archfey, yeah. But this
Other than that, we don't quite know.
Yeah, cause that one is still a little bit of bare bones, I'm gonna be honest. But that Archfey is, but that Archfey actually gave her, actually does keep her word, keep their word when it comes to keeping her daughter safe, if you will. Especially since that Archfey was saved by Mira when Mira had no choice but to kill off the guards when they actually realized who she is, as well as who her daughter is. Because, yeah, the dad is a dick!
Grade A cock and ball tortured dick.
That is so wrong, sweetheart.
You say it, not me.
Yeah, no, fair.
I was just trying to keep on the branding, that's all.
You know what, fair. I tend to have my way of saying words that are a little bit obtuse. If that isn't even the right word for the job. But anyways, yeah.
You're crass, like me.
Yeah, this is true. I could fill in the blanks, and Sigil is one of the most easy place to hide easy to hide places and disappear in the plane of existence. Wait, so does that mean that Mira is highly likely for the Planescape campaign?
It's literally the best place to hide in relative plain sight. Because you're not in any dimension, you're in the space between, essentially.
I was thinking of making my Planescape boy a Dilf. Look, as somebody who has a high interest in Dilfs, prove it.
I am the Dilf.
Prove it. I refuse to believe what. I refuse. I kind of want to know. I'm also a person who has very particular tastes.
Hello, I am the Dilf. I mean, I am.
Okay, wait, what are you going to be bringing for this one?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was originally thinking about bringing my Spider-Man character, but I could really do something else. I could essentially really press your buttons by just bringing a brick of a guy.
Is it now?
I've got my fair share of bricks on, you know that.
Both due to its size and the fact that Sigil, outside of the specific portals, it's impossible to get her in or out. Makes getting an assassin in there very hard. Ah, okay.
It's literally, you know about the first God of War, right?
Yeah. Well,
Think of this essentially as a Unity Stone.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is, honey. I'm sorry. Please fill in the blanks.
I would, but I don't want to spoil in case you play it.
Ah, cock and ball torture. Bye. Okay.
You see what I mean? I stole the phrase from you.
Shut.
Nah. You shut.
What am I gonna do with you?
I don't know.
Okay, so.
I mean, I know this weekend we're gonna try to go to the rodeo.
Indeed. I mean, there's a reason I took Friday and Saturday off for streams.
You can still do a stream on Friday, hon. We're going on Saturday.
Well, okay, then what do you have in mind when it comes to, wait, so what time are we actually going for our place tomorrow then?
I want to at least leave the house by like 10 o'clock
Okay.
so we can get some parking.
10
That's gonna be a
o'clock
bitch.
in the evening or 10 o'clock in the...
Morning.
Okay, good boy. Okay, so I guess we can make it work in the afternoon, but that depends how well we go in the after we came back.
Hmm.
Grizzled, scruffy, looking for lost child, taller than 6 feet tall.
That just sounds like that T-Rex VTuber.
You mean Red Claw?
Yeah.
Alright, now, okay, time for us to work on the flats. Now, let's see. Now, if I look into the other sources that I have in this reference, the skin tone's a little bit on the paler side. Let's see. Case in point, Mary's mother went to the sigil because it was, Mary's mother went to the sigil because it was a place impossible for enemies to get to and where she could get allies to protect her from it. Ah, okay. Oh. Would it be fucking hilarious if I ended up playing as Mary's mom in Planescape?
Oh. That'd be something like the You on Team Mother?
Yep.
Okay.
Huh? Wait, what? Hold on! That was a crapshoot of an idea! Hold it!
I mean, it would make sense why she's not around. Not to mention, I missed my first chance at a Snake Lady. I'm not missing that chance again.
Okay!
I'm about to get myself coiled.
Hold up! Wait! Hold up!
What?
This is going to be, oh, this is not going to end, this is going to end it with people going at it, aren't they?
I mean, maybe.
Okay?
It's a bit up in the air at the moment, at least.
Well, I was gonna actually surprise this, when it comes to that session where we're in the temple and it's time for Mary's quest. I was going to design this in time, but I've kind of missed my shot.
What's that?
This is what I actually tried to design in mind for Mary's mom, if you will.
Oh, very pretty.
Yep. Would be a neat idea. Alternatively, Mary's mom could be the one babysitting Mira's kid while she's off adventuring. That's not a bad idea. And Renia, hi! Welcome back! Welcome back! The stream's doing okay. We're about to get close to finishing this. We're just currently doing flats. Which, this commission is a flat order commission, so we're almost done. We're almost done. I think maybe it's just me, but I could kind of see Narvix having dark circles in his eyes. But
Maybe because of all the stress we've been giving him.
pretty much, and everything else that came in between. But
I could just see him like respawning. It's like, what the hell was that? Two literal men of iron came in and just crashed my entire squadron. Literally crashed.
part of me still wants to make a funny YouTube short when it comes to Mary, making use of her one paralysis, or gunna paralysis as I like to call it, and shooting into that dead beholder, and next thing you know, both Kylia and Max just take out their weapons slowly, and next thing you know, they just beat the shit out of that beholder like it was a piñata. That's one thing I want to do as a funny little YouTube short.
That does sound funny.
Give him the circles. All right, Narvix, it's time for us to go do your beauty care. How? Because it doesn't make sense that this guy is a vampire and you don't have something like this. Yeah, okay. Wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Turn off the light. God damn it. I knew something was off. The moment I saw
What?
it. I colored the extra sclera in the wrong layer. Don't worry, this can be fixed. Or a short of Mary tasing Brad. Oh yeah, that actually is pretty funny because I really am starting to take a liking into that weapon. You know, ever since that I could finally make. I never actually put it into proper use until the second session of this campaign, which I should have, made use of that when I first got it, but I didn't. Why didn't I do that, Mickey?
Because you're a goober.
Hey, that's gonna be a reoccurring thing, innit?
It's a term of affection, hon, as well as me lightly teasing you.
Yeah, but okay, so let's see. Enhance. Okay, so we'll just give him purple eyes. Let's see. Since and again, Narvix got the same treatment Thanos got in the opening of Endgame. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, but at least they didn't turn. At least Thanos got the easier way out and ended up getting his head beheaded. Narvix didn't get so much. In fact, he became fucking Ash.
Ash the first time, then hit twice with a radiant handgun, and then a force ballista by literal walking tank. Which is funny because I originally intended for David to be like a skirmisher and such. Now we turned him into either a Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel or a Space Marine. Take your pick.
Let's see. Turning that to the side, same color as to that over there. All right, then let's see. This color looks a little bit too bright for Narvix, so we're just gonna have to lower its saturation a little bit. And darken it. There we go. So that'll do. Now, when it comes to Hero Forge references, it's kind of like one of those games of the Pick Me game for colors is pretty much cranked up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
and as an artist who's willing to draw who's willing to draw this for you, I'm willing to try to do this as best as I can. It may not be 100% accurate, but I'll try to do as best I can, though.
Hmm.
Okay, so, okay, there's a blue. Okay, clasps are in blue. Some of the lining is in gray, and some of them has a bluish tint. Nui, if you like anything, you would make it look better, go for it. I trust your skills. Aw, thank you. Let's see, I hear Steve is a 40K fan. I must give him power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will say this though. Ever since the Dirty Deeds game has been wrapped up, there has been some sort of a talk about the prospects of a sequel one day, and especially when it comes to the notion that in order for us to get out of Dodge from the plane that we're in, we ended up basically creating a Spelljammer in the works, and it did actually make us wonder about bringing in new characters or keep the old ones that we made for that campaign. And one of the characters I was thinking of bringing into a potential sequel that is basically Spelljammer, but not safe for work, is basically bringing Kyrene into this motion. I drew this one out, Chad, but I've yet to ink her out. In fact, maybe in a couple of weeks from now, we'll actually do a stream where we actually get to finish where we started.
Oh, who's this?
Honey.
Oh, wait, Kyrene. Kyrene, that's right. She was a character you made for a potential 40K tabletop game of Wrath and Glory.
Yep. As well as for the potential lewd, especially for the potential Dirty Deeds camp sequel, you know? Yeah. Because she is based on the Exodites from Warhammer 40K.
Lead with the dragon.
What? It's a blue drake.
Yay, the Huskies.
Yes. Yep. Ever since I brought that up, it's really hard to
Yes. Blue drakes are Huskies now. You cannot change my mind. I want one as a pet. Give me.
No, that takes a lot of responsibility.
Fuck you. I'll do it.
All right. Let's see. Another way to put it is Planescape and Sigil is a place the House Grimmon could.
Oh no! No, I don't want to think about that. Don't tell me that's where the hole in the wall goes. She's got a fucking two bathroom flat and fucking silkers. Complete with a walk-in closet and a full kitchen.
The Gremlin as an actual character in Planescape is a funny yet terrifying idea.
Yes.
What the hell am I looking at here? The pants.
How would that even work?
Yes.
Well, we know she doesn't have proficiency with martial weapons because she tries to go rocket jumping with a shotgun.
I will say this though, it would be fucking hilarious if she's an artificer.
Oh no. Oh, you got me in a coughing fit because I'm laughing so much.
I mean, am I wrong?
No. You're really not.
You know, with the way that Narvix is holding up that weapon, is that the Topaz Killer is that the Topaz Killer, or well, that's what its name is about?
Maybe.
Cause I did remember that Narvix does have something like that, which Kylea really wants because she doesn't have much in terms of long range weapons, and Rat
Yeah,
wants
Braun
to keep
tried
it
to
out of
get it.
spite.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong though.
I mean, sounds right to me. At least the brass about who kept the weapons. At least things.
Hmm?
Oh boy.
It appears my spouse has returned. Yep, my spouse has returned. She's been hauled away by the harmonium, aka the police. What I
Oh no! I want that at least as a reference.
Like I just want the. Why is the lightning here? You got there's literally
Honey,
light.
honey, because of the ceiling fan.
You want the other fan then?
Well,
But yeah, now I'm just seeing an instance of like two of these little eye robots things just hooking the house gremlin onto each arm, just dragging her away. Like, come with us for processing.
how come nature?
This is unacceptable. You must be processed.
I keep disappearing because manatees keep showing up. Ah! Okay, so we're almost in the tail end for this. I really do appreciate that you guys have watched me draw for a while. So, let's see. Let's see. I just remembered something very important when it comes to this.
Right.
The value test. Cause when it comes to these colors,
They are quite.
they will
same.
end up blending into each other if. So let's see.
I do see that the shirt kind of does blend into the skin itself.
Oh gods, yeah, you're right. So we may have to make that shirt a little bit brighter, if not darker. I
If
know
anything,
someone.
I'd say make the these bright colors here with the shirt and the shoulder pads, but keep the tops of them gray.
Hold on a second. Turning this off.
Yeah, keep the color here, but make these essentially brighter or even a metallic-ish color, and then make this brighter. So
Okay.
that way it breaks up that silhouette.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna use his shirt as
Reference?
a guide, and now that looks a little bit better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. And for you, these clasps are actually in a different shade of blue.
Maybe you could make those recycle those clasps for the shoulder pads.
Okay, so let me go and actually do that. Let's see. I know someone you can raid if this is the end of the stream. Akuago 220. They're a friend of Shad. Okay, that is one of them. But thank you for the suggestion. I also want to check out who also is still up and ready to go for raiding once we're about done.
Let's take a look.
Well, I guess Melly is out at Empress Trashkin is also on, and
Shy Lily. Shy? Oh wait, Shy. The first time I thought that was like quiet Shy. It's like, wait a minute. Wait, that's an orca, not a robot.
why is NASA streaming?
NASA, like the actual.
Yeah,
What the? What?
I don't know myself.
I'm curious.
So let's see. Let's turn on the value test.
It's a bit better.
A pinch. But hold on a second.
Maybe you could put something like in the center here, like a tattoo or something, to essentially break up the silhouette.
A tattoo?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to break up that silhouette while still keeping to the original design.
Well, It is a thought, sweetheart, and I do appreciate it.
This is why you're the artist and I'm just a mechanic.
Yep,
You got a creative mind, I got a mechanical one.
this is true. Let's see. Let's go and no, and dragon scale boots. So let's go and design these scales. Okay, just carefully. I don't know. You know, the thought that he has dragon's hide boots and they're blue makes me realize this man poached a blue dragon in order to get his fit.
Probably.
If that's not a dickhole, move, I don't know what is.
You're just partial to blue dragons now because of Azura, though.
I won't lie. I'll be the world's greatest liar if I say it didn't.
Well, I don't mind, hon. She's very lovely, and I know for a fact she can get you all flustered up like I can.
Hey.
Housecleaning can join friends. They give Chucky from Mount Olympus. I think it's better you read that.
All right. As in her house gremlin voice will be like, "How's coming, my strange friends? You get Chucky and Mount Olympus." You forget the part where he launched cannonballs at the space whale? You know, okay, it has been a while, all right? So,
I don't
yeah,
remember the
this
space.
is true.
I remember the space shark, and I remember the space spider. I don't remember the space whale, except for the one that's carrying the druid around.
Let's see. Let's see. This is starting to look just about better. So, let's go ahead and start doing that gun. Which is, a brilliant bright topaz. Okay. Let's see. I have an idea. It may be a little bit time consuming, but it is an idea. I'm gonna have to, clean up the colors. I'm gonna have to, no. I'm gonna first do a flat color, and I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the. I'm gonna color the line arts of this. I'm gonna color the line arts of this gun, or at least the topaz barrel, if you will. That's not mine.
Are you sure about that?
Shut!
Love you, but the fact.
I love you too. Am I wrong?
No.
Goodbye. At least we know. Otherwise, it's gonna be awkward as fuck if it isn't. Let's see. Ty Draco, hi! Welcome back! The suspense I left, knowing that anything, Narvix could have disintegrated in a party member. Yeah, I mean, that is a terrifying, thought, isn't it? I won't lie, yeah, that is actually absolutely a terrifying thought, because I, do not have a character as a backup in mind when it comes to when Mary finally keels over.
Especially this far in.
Indeed.
Instead, we gave him a very nice little helping of shock and awe.
Indeed. Because I'll be very upset if Mary ends up kicking the bucket.
I won't mind if David does.
Okay, so let me go ahead and turn on the... Oh yeah, that's, not a good idea because the black and the brown are blending in. So we're gonna go ahead and make that darker. There we go. And, okay, that's a lot better than it was before. Good. Okay, drawing done. I think that's the last one I'm gonna do for the day before collectibles and go to the collectible store for today to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, I hope that you actually do have at least some level of fun there while you can RFD. Okay, so let's go initiate my plan. I'm gonna take you, take this into a different shade, and we're gonna try our best to color this. There we go. And I'm just reminded of an archfey that I think would fit Mira well as I made earlier. Oh, that's great. That's really great. Cause when it comes to designing Mira, there are things I did leave behind as blank for a reason for the DM, and as such that, let's see, such as when it comes to Mira, that she's willing to take in the job, whatever that the Archfey will protect Mira's daughter in exchange that they must do X, Y, and Z for Mira, if you will. And that's whatever X, Y, and Z is. I don't know, but that's entirely up to the DM. Whatever they actually suits their bill. Oh, but I do have fun. It's just fun to play in real life Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I never really got to people to play near me. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But still, I want you to have plenty of fun while you can, RFD. X, Y, and Z, it's my way of saying etc., etc.
Yeah. Also, I just had an idea of who to bring to this campaign, and he's technically already made.
Huh?
Salamander.
The salamander?
Remember your little stint about a D&D player bringing a 40k mini as a mini?
Oh!
I told you I'd bring a brick. I can bring a brick.
Honey, you don't. I mean.
And can't get much nicer than a salamander.
I mean, okay.
Besides, I want to give this a try. To just like seize the daughter. I would like to pet this creature.
Heard salamander. Yes, RFD, you heard that right. Because Steve and I are actually brainstorming about character creations. Especially that's going to be related to a game that's that my friend Savage has brought up.
Yeah, because the alternative we have to Planescape is Descent into Avernus, which is essentially us walking through hell. And my idea for that is to play as a Grey Knight.
Let's see. Let me turn on the... Well, it is slightly better, but,
I think it may need to make a creative decision here on and deviate from the original design.
I know. It's just that,
Maybe the shirt, make it like really pompous and bright.
Hold on. The game, okay, not game is loading. There we go. The art is now back into normal. I think I'm trying to, let's see. The pants are about the same, are almost the same colors. At least the pants do stand out. So,
Well, it's the undershirt that's the main problem right now, right?
what? No. If anything, it's the inside of the coat that is.
Well, what part is the inside of the coat?
Wait. How about we actually give Narvix's coat have a pattern in the inside?
What you got in mind?
Let's see. Something that could actually be simple, but
Maybe
okay, no. Okay. Clothing pattern. Let's see. One of these things would definitely fit the bill.
I'd say this one right here.
The circle?
Let's give it a try.
Okay. And
Then make the actual like circles themselves a brighter color. Just a thought.
No. Okay, pass. Let's see. Other.
Snow rabbit.
No.
It'd be funny.
It will be fucking hilarious, but I don't want to do that to my client.
Do
Let's
not
see.
boop the snoot. I want to boop the snoot.
Crest. Rhombic patterns. Let's see. Caltrops?
Let's give it a try.
There we go. Faded enough that you can actually see the...
Well, let's find out.
Wait,
I think you need to make them a bit more visible myself, personally.
which one is?
The pattern.
For the boots or for the coat?
For the coat.
Okay.
Just make it like, maybe bring it up to 40? Right, like that.
Okay, so, let me just turn this off and... Okay, what do you think? Do you think this actually looks pretty good?
What say you, Rat?
But what do you think, Rat? Do you think I actually did Narvix pretty good?
He's so grumpy.
He is grumpy, but that's tied to his character.
Eh, he's a dick. Is that them? Right there? Is that Rat?
Yeah, that's Rat.
So, yes.
Okay, so I guess we're pretty much done here. It's far more than he deserves. Good. All right, chat. As much as I want to continue more, this is where I gotta end because we finally did it. We finally finished this commission. So okay, I'm gonna. But I do appreciate that you guys came by here today, watching me draw. So let's go and see who we go and raid.
Part of me wants to raid NASA just because it's funny.
Maybe so, but
Oh, Warframe's doing.
I think they're just doing a showcase there.
Alrighty then. Let's find that one bloke that what chat suggested earlier.
I just need to find their name. Can somebody give me the name to this person that we're gonna go and raid today?
This buddy of Shades.
Yeah. I made a
Jetso
suggestion.
Dragon, you did make a suggestion. We're asking for a name.
Just drop me the name there and I'll go. Okay, thank you very
Alright.
much. So
Appreciate it.
let's go ahead and make the raid right there. Kawago. There we go. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead. I do appreciate that you guys came by here today, watching me stream and draw out this commission. I want to continue a little bit more, but sadly, this is where I gotta go because I'm tuckered. But I'll see you guys a little bit late. I'll see you guys next time, okay? There may or may not be a stream tomorrow because it's after getting some confirmation with Steve. Who knows? I'll let you all know, okay? But until then, may y'all have a good night. May y'all eat well and rest well. And I'll see you guys next time at the Paper Plane Inn. I hope to see you guys next week. Take care!